G'day, ladies and gentlemen, it's game day! Here we are, the battle for second spot. The Fremantle Roosters and the Willagee Bears. We've got a big contest here between these two teams. You have missed the start with the cameras having to get into position. But we are off and running. The Roosters with an early penalty has given them field position. Puts them into a good attacking position. Podmore at dummy half. Goes to the right-hand side. Foster goes out wider. It goes from Jetta a little further out to Alicia Foster. So now with Marshall. Coming back towards the middle. Because the winner of this game will secure the double chance in finals, you would think. Barring a miracle. So it's all to play for as the Roosters through Podmore going from dummy half, and they hand it over a metre out from their line. Joined by Dave McRae. Dave, we're straight into it tonight.
We're straight into it. And there was another game going on. We still don't know what it was. Another game going on the field too, which kind of delayed our setup, as we've just seen the ball driven backwards. And the conversation, as you just mentioned, Don, second chance, the conversation that we've only learnt, was it this week?
Last week, me and Nick Neary spoke about it.
Yeah, we've been talking all year, apparently looking rather stupid, that it is a top three in the first, and top goes straight through. We were completely wrong. It's a top four. So this game actually means a lot with whoever wins this can essentially secure a top spot. So the Bears currently sitting in second. They've had a indifferent run of late.
Yes, I think their form's dropped a little bit.
And I've really liked what the Roosters have shown over the past couple of weeks on the differential. So an opportunity for them at home to take top spot and take the double chance. And for the first time in the history of the women's program, really put themselves in a position to go for a flag in 2025.
Absolutely. I mean, a great opportunity for both of these teams. And as you say, if you can get that second chance in finals, in a top four final system, the second chance, it can be gold.
Absolutely.
You get that opportunity to play the Ellenbrook Rabbitohs, to go straight into a grand final.
Yeah.
You skip out on that prelim.
Not even that. It's I think that top two. I like it is a top two that, before I stick my foot in it again, it's the top two that play each other, yes?
Yes.
I think it's a great opportunity for those two sides. I think it is a bit of reward when you're finishing top two that you play that team either above or just below you, because you're getting two bites of the cherry necessarily, So, yeah, the first week it'll be the Roosters play the Rabbitohs, who have been far and away the best team, but they can learn a lot from that in finals footy and then go up potentially again in a few weeks' time.
Well, the Bears, they move into the Roosters half for the first time in this game as see Gillard stepping off the right.
Oh, you can hear me?
Plays it back to Hodgson. They go back to Suamili for the kick. Possession secured there by Beth Norton, who wanted to get to her feet to play it. A little bit of a leg pull gives away the penalty. Well, that's one of those ones that could really go either way. Because balance and control, that's
Did a fine touch?
Well, I'm just trying to work out exactly what has occurred there. I think it was knocked on in the field of play and then picked up in an offside position. So this will be another penalty to the Roosters. It effectively advances the mark for them. And they get a second kick for the line.
Start's really important as well. I've just had a look at the clock there in the background, Don. We're only 2 minutes, we're only about 90 seconds out, which is okay. Tell you what, doesn't it look an absolute picture, Treeby, with those beautiful lights lighting it up?
Absolutely, it looks fantastic. Looks in pretty good nick, considering the weather that we have had in Western Australia. We called a game last week with the ground might not be in such pristine condition. The Roosters, they go wide out to Foster. Foster goes out further to Bell. Bell goes back in field.
Try saving. Double pump too on that right.
Well, the chance isn't gone yet. It's Marshall. Runs into the meat of the defence. Calamete makes the tackle. Now with Foster to Graham. Graham goes now, gives that on to Horner. Horner looked one way, goes the other. Well, she did some interesting things with the ball there. Goes out to Norton.
That was
Norton,
very
brilliant
good.
out to Atwell. And they dive in the corner. Well, the work here from Katarina Horner was first class. It confused some of the Bears, and then some good work by Beth Norton right at the end as well.
Yeah, that work on that edge was fantastic. I didn't know what she was doing, dragging several players with her, held the ball in the air. I thought she was doing too much with it. Well, it was actually quite smart because she was bringing the defensive line with her. You see here. So I thought at that stage, what is she doing here? And she's brought that defensive line, opened it up here, cleared that space on that far edge. Really good work. Keeping herself on her toes and allowing her. She knew she had options. She could go herself, try and duck in, or she could go to the left once she'd opened, drag that defence with her to the right.
Yes,
off the back of two penalties.
It was really interesting watching it the second time there and watching Ruby Hodgson working hard, but she got turned inside out. So I think she was dizzy there at the end, trying to stop that try. Some good work from Beth Norton and some good early ball from Tiana Graham as well. As soon as she got the offload from Horner, just gave it straight out to her fullback and allowed her to go to work.
Is that Mr. Edwards in the huddle? I say they're having a chat.
It is.
It is Mr. Edwards, Delane Edwards. Still, they've got to name something after him, surely, when he eventually does. Throw everything in, because obviously he's retired as a player.
Well, I think they're looking to commission a statue of him at Treeby Community and Sports Centre. As we have another look at the lead-up work here from the Roosters.
That's great. Look at that. Yeah, got turned well inside out. Yeah, but she did. I think she did well to get back, but by that stage she'd run past, and I just see the head goes down as well. Did everything she possibly could, but you can only do so much as one player. I think they've missed that conversion, so it was important to score first.
Always difficult from out wide. Bears get us back underway. And Ronga into the game. Well, there was no thoughts of self-preservation there, running straight into Casa and coming up with the error.
A muff of it. Just falling on it. Yeah.
Where's the error that the Bears needed, and a chance for them to get back on even terms?
It's signage on the pavilion there. Is that new? That looks fantastic. Pretty sure it's new. That looks beautiful. Well done.
Very good. Kanakosa from the scrum win. A little sloppy from the Bears. Go a couple wide out to Gillard. Gillard going across field and just couldn't quite position Mills. She's left the ball on the ground. Comes up without it, kicks it away. Wants to send it upstairs.
Got to be careful.
And now she's getting into Huia Swinell. And there's a bit of push and shove. Well, Huia's not backwards in coming forwards at the best of times.
Referee's going to have a chat. I think is he calling in?
He's calling in the touch, Judge.
I think this might be something that was said on the sidelines from the Willagee camp. But it's good to see that there's as much flavour, for lack of a better term, in this with the two teams as there is for us sitting in the box knowing how important this is. So they're both going hell for leather.
Calling in the captains to have a bit of a chat to cool it down. Fired up a little bit, the referee handling the situation with poise and just trying to take that heat out of the game, which of course we don't want.
No,
Dave.
we don't. We
don't
want
want that
lots
at
of heat.
all.
Turn it
but
up.
the referee's 100%.
Chuck some more logs on the fire. Heat within the rules, of course.
Well, it's nice to see a captain actually go back and give the message to a team.
Yeah.
Because quite often the referee says, go back and tell your team.
And they just go back into position.
Back and does nothing.
Yeah.
But she's gone back and said, no chat from anyone. Well, you will sit down and she fires up. That's what we want to see. Straight at Zoe Gillard as well. Well, that's rugby league at its absolute finest. Let's see more of it.
We've only got 12 minutes. Yeah.
Well, now they come out with Turner Wallace in the middle of the field. Podmore to dummy half. Goes to the right-hand side with Foster. Dummies and goes herself. Standing in the tackle. Can't quite get the arms free to get the ball to Runga. Goes out the behind her now. And it's with Jetta. Jetta finds Marshall. Running back against the grain, but the Bears up to the task, although another penalty. They were offside, weren't back 10, and the discipline of the Bears is hurting them early in this game.
So they hit again. Straight, it's just painted at the target. There we go. But it's already probably cost them. Well, it's cost them the first 4 points because they gave away a penalty which pushed the Roosters up in this area to begin with, and then we're back here again.
Now Foster goes out wide, goes to Graham. Graham takes on the line, and the ball comes free. See if these two come together again. Swinnell, vicious in the tackle on Gillard. Gillard getting straight to her feet, giving as good as she gets. Now Hodgson dummies the once. It's knocked backwards there by Turner Wallace to her teammate. Well, the offload from Hodgson didn't work out how she wanted. And now the Roosters go back on the attack. It's Turner Wallace. Goes to Foster. Good tackle down low. Podmore goes out the back to Jetta. Jetta goes wider to Foster. Oh, that's Norton, rather.
Good tackle.
Different coloured headgear. They keep going to the right. Jetta. Quick hands, they go wide, and just as it opened up, it's put down there by Bell.
Bit of relief for the Bears.
You feel they need a bit of relief. They're under all sorts of pressure. They'd love a penalty, a piggyback, something to get them up the other end and keep them down there for a little while.
Well, I think the first thing they can do is complete this set. The last set they had, they were trying to match the Roosters' intensity. When you're 10 out, though, maybe just some typical structural footy. Get the ball outside your area. Don't think you're going to run it on every play.
Let's see if they can get through this set. Haven't seen a lot of Brianna Young so far. I'd like to see her inject herself into this contest as Suamili takes that one from the scrum win. Kaisa comes in for a carry. Foster makes sure she wraps up the ball. Now they go to Young. Young strong in the contest, in contact, and there's been a penalty. High shot.
Well, that helps if you're a Bear.
Well, we did say they needed a penalty, something to piggyback them up the other end. And Daniels had to send a carrier pigeon out to get her to come in to take the carry, but she eventually does get there to take the first hit up after the penalty. And out in front of the ball runner as they struggle up towards halfway. Still going.
Didn't call held.
And Mataiti with a powerful run. Now Telavi. Great tackle down low. And Turner Wallace. Hodgson scheming. Claudia Foster gets hold of her. Wraps her up, swings her around. rides it to the ground. Suamili out of dummy half, holds it up and going straight through. The Bears towards the line and another try saver there on Kahu. That was Beth Norton. Suamili, they race up on the outside and she's forced to take them on. Well, Tiana Graham raced up, shut down the outside options of Zara Suamili, and the Roosters, well, they only just hang on. I thought for all money Ohana Kahu was going over.
She got that pass from dummy half, and I don't know whether she wasn't expecting it or whether she just didn't know what to do. She's motioned to her right and obviously saying nothing there, and then thought, what am I going to do? I'm going to hit the line straight up. And in the end, wasted probably what was a really good scoring opportunity. As you mentioned, Don, they probably should have scored there. Here's a good run. Here's a great run.
Alicia Foster breaking through tackles. And fighting to play the ball quickly as Graham goes out to Norton. Norton now with a bit of room to move. Horner goes back infield though as they round her up pretty quickly. Well, they slowed that down as long as they were allowed to there, the Bears. And there's good line speed, so it shuts down the momentum of the Roosters pretty quickly. The Bears have done really well. Foster goes out. Jetta's had a big impact. It goes out to Foster. Now to Bell. Bell comes back infield. Runs around in behind Foster. Had the arms up in the air. Let everyone know she was there. Comes out to Norton for the kick. Doesn't look for a lot of distance. It's taken well by Gillard. Gillard wants to play the ball. The Roosters are all in the ruck. That's got to be a Bears penalty, and it is.
That was smart rugby league. That was smart rugby league. She knew she had an opportunity there. Players were all over the spot.
Well, just put it down.
Just put it down, yeah.
And as Gus Gould says,
yep.
They can't disappear.
Yep.
But they also can't get in the way. They got in the way.
100%. Really smart footy.
Yep. You can feel that there's a bit on the line here, and both teams know it. There's a real intensity. You can hear it on the sidelines as well from the benches. They're trying to drive their teams. We're hearing it from both sides. It's in stereo here on NRL Pathways. As the Bears on final play. Kahu keeps it low, rolls it in behind. Bell gets a kind bounce. 11 minutes left in the half. As Foster, well, no markers, gets in a dummy half, bounces again, has broken 3 tackles there. She's been unstoppable with a couple of her carries. And another good run out of dummy half. It's Nina Retene in jersey 24. Marshall's been busy as well. Foster. Now to Graham. Puts a kick in behind. She'll want to bounce. It's a very nice bounce. A kind bounce. Really, yeah. A great chase of her own kick. Well, there wasn't much Gabby Kenakosa could do there.
Recipient of a really good bounce. I think they might have gone a kick early there too. Just obviously saw an opportunity. Nice high kick. I mean, she's done well. She hasn't panicked, but it was a good kick chase, a really good kick chase. You're not going to get through 2 in your own end. And another set from a goal line dropout for the Roosters.
They're building pressure. They're doing all the right things, although that's not the right thing as Norton drops it backwards. Sloppy gets away with it. Podmore gets to dummy half. They work down the short side, inside to Foster. Foster, first tackler, makes it that time in Hodgson. Now Manning Daniel. She's able to run a long way before she gets to Parker. Podmore at dummy half. Watch her. Well, the play of the ball wasn't quite quick enough. Foster goes in behind one of their own players. Takes a bit of an advantage here. They go out wide. They have to score. Retene's got an unmarked player outside her. Well, they have bombed it. They have bombed a certain try there, the Roosters. It was 2 on none, and somehow the none managed to defend it.
Well, it was a good non-panic from the Bears, but I think the ball carrier panicked. She had her teammate on the left. I don't know what she was thinking. A bit of white line fever here. So this here, she's got her teammate on the left. She's tries. I don't know why she's gone in. All that room on the left. Why would you go to the right, especially when you've got a playmaker on your left?
Unmarked winger.
I don't get it.
Outside you, Kiani Atwell.
There's nothing to open up. It's already open.
I don't know.
She'd like that one again.
I don't know. Maybe Kiani Atwell and Nina Ratene, they're not quite on speaking terms at the moment, but something a miss there and an opportunity goes begging. The best thing about this game so far for the Bears is it's only 4-0.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's been predominantly in this end as well.
Oh, there's a loose pass there from Suamili. From deep down in her own territory, throws a risky offload.
It's a question, how long can these teams keep this pace up? Who's going to be the fittest?
Adrian Acker out there with that carry. Now Alex. They're going to be kicking this one from deep inside their own territory. The Roosters well and truly on top. As Ruby Hodgson gets thoroughly lost. On the last tackle, well, that wasn't the way to end the set. Nothing about that set was the way the Bears had it scripted.
Didn't look good.
And the Roosters on tackle 2 are right back in to a good attacking position. Foster to dummy half. Goes out to Bell. Bell's lost it.
Oh, relief for the if you're a Bear.
Well, there's a chance to breathe for the Willagee side.
Just having a look at the body language for both states. They are leaving everything out there at the moment. We've probably got about 4 to 5 minutes left, I reckon. We're probably out by 2 or 3 on the clock. But the Bears have been doing a lot of defending.
There's a bit of silly buggers here in the scrum from the open side props. Well, they go out wide, they use the ball, goes out to Acker. Acker goes back infield.
Oh, she held it there, I'm glad she did.
Acker plays it back to Hodgson. A long way behind the advantage line. There is Foliaki. But up over halfway in any case. Now Young. Another strong carry from Brianna Young. Kelemete turns it underneath and another run for Foliaki. Second run of the set.
Offside.
Well, that's a big penalty late in the count. Gives a repeat set, 5.5 minutes to go. They'll come up to the referee, tap the ball, and have a chance to go right on the attack. Foliaki taps and goes. Runs into Manning Daniel, who launches the shoulder. Now with Samoa. Play it back to Hodgson. What have the Bears got? Got to be trying to set something up. It goes to Alex. Just tries to use speed to get him behind the ruck. Hodgson, she likes to use speed as well. She'll come out towards the right-hand side. It goes from Kelemete to Suamili. Out to Kahu. Kahu, dummy, stops, goes. Going sideways here at the moment.
Straight off, Livy. Don't run to us. Get straight off.
Stays in the field of play. Back up to Suamili. Hodgson. Hodgson going across, short ball to Kelemete. Goes out now to Young. Young holds it up, gives it on to McNally. McNally forces it out the back. It's picked up by Kanakosa. She's put down. They look like they're working around to the left. Hodgson, she has other ideas. Fashions a kick into the in goal. Is it too deep? It is too deep over the dead ball line.
Oh, it's a bit of panic, Don. There's a bit of panic.
Well, another repeat set where they could have built some pressure would have been nice. They're unable to get that. Gianni Atwell brings it up to the 20-metre line for the start of the 7-tackle set. And 10-8 plays it back to Podmore. Now with Norton. Just crashing in behind. Good work again there from Jeddah.
Oh, hard contact.
Priscilla Samoa putting on a good shot. Now Podmore though, a run out of dummy half. And on 5. They've got it into a decent position as the kick comes from Paul. Young looks to ride through that first contact. Goes towards the sideline as Foster tries to drag her across. She stays in the field of play. Well, it's been a real arm wrestle. It shouldn't be any surprise. These two teams, they've met twice during the regular season so far. In round 9, the Roosters won 8-6. And in round 5, the Bears 14-6. So 2 low-scoring, high-quality games. And we're in a similar position right now, 4-0. Not long until half-time. The Bears, they get a penalty for the high contact. They find touch up around halfway.
There's just a lack of cohesion now with the Bears. I mean, their structure in the middle of the ground is fantastic. But at the very edges, 3 occasions they've been in a position where we thought they were going to score and muffed it.
Amataiti had a couple of powerful runs. Handled well on that occasion. There's Young. Takes it forward for the Bears. Looks like they're looking towards the right-hand side, although it's a run from Hodgson out of dummy half. Gets a good quick play the ball. Kelamete gets a little bit of interference in the ruck, and she has to run from dummy half as well. Was looking for a support runner. Couldn't find one. Hodgson to Suamili. Kahu just through the hands to Samoa. Samoa steps off the right. Can't get the ball out wide. And they hand it over on last as Dave McRae puts his head in his hands, screaming for them to go wide.
Again, there's like that on last. Their structure is horrible.
There was no shape there
Just
on that last
no shape
play.
at all.
It was literally catch pass under 12s type stuff. And then it basically just dies in the hands of the edge forward.
I think they're probably going to the sheds with this scoreline. I think they'll be thanking their lucky stars. They're only down by 4.
Is there a trick shot in this final 30 seconds? Henry takes it forward for the Roosters. And here's a late penalty for Fremantle. We'll see them have basically one play. The siren should be about to sound, and so they literally just take a hit up. Happy to go to the sheds, I think, there, the Roosters. Well, they scored a try 7 or 8 minutes into this game, and that's all we've seen points-wise, Dave. 4-0 at half-time. It's an enthralling contest physically, but both teams, probably that last option, that last pass, are just letting them down at the moment. Yeah, and they've both, I mean, I can count 4 occasions where we probably thought they were going to score, both sides, and some indifferent decision-making on that last line, just a lack of structure, lack of shape, has led us into the break with a 4-0 scoreline. So
I'm looking forward to a really hard-hitting 30. You can hear the effects, Mike. They are absolutely sucking in the air. Whether they could go another 30 at this pace, I hope they can, because it's been entertaining.
Well, I think they can, because the Bears, every time we feel like they've got to give in, they can't possibly keep doing it.
They keep going.
And they keep doing it. They will not quit until the final siren, and they want second spot. They need second spot. And we said their form's been a little indifferent, a little up and down over the last month or so. So they need to prepare for finals, because it's a big final series coming up.
Well, I mentioned the lights at Treeby Reserve. Fantastic, man. Look at the pictures there. They're absolutely brilliant. And it's a great new facility for the growth of the game here in Western Australia. One area where the great game is growing really well is the southern suburbs, the southeastern suburbs in Perth. One of the fastest growing district in the state is the Shire of Serpentine Jarrahdale. One of our newest clubs, a fantastic club, the Serpentine Jarrahdale Serpents. 150 odd kids down there doing some fantastic work, the committee down there, but they're struggling, Don. They're struggling with facilities. They're outgrowing their current venue, and during the week there was a bit of talk in the media about what they need to be able to continue their growth as we move into a new era of rugby league. So we went down and had a chat to the parents, some kids, and also the president about their challenges down there in their current home base and their search for a proper home with proper facilities. Let's have a look at that now.
We've got approximately 120, probably 125 kids. We've got 11 teams. Some of the age groups from under 6s through to under 9s. It's multiple teams per age. Each year it's been growing every year, about that 30%, 35% growth. We expect growth next year, anticipate at least another 30% again. So, and we probably look at bringing us back the seniors team again next year as well. We've got a lot of interest in that area.
Club, it's very family. There's a lot of cousins around here. Coaches are lovely. We do need new lights though, so we can train longer.
This is our third year with Serpents.
It's only just started with our boys being interested in it, and local sport starting up. So they all three boys wanted to get involved in rugby league. So it's what we support, and we'd like to support the local teams if we can. It's a bit hard supporting the club when we haven't got the facilities to really get behind it, you know.
It's that's sort of where you're a little bit torn, because this is our local club. We want to support it. We're showing up every week to training in the dark. There's no facilities. It's that catch-22. You want to be here to support the club, but you really need the facilities to do it.
What we don't have lights. We have one field. We don't have enough fields to play on. It is like we have one field for 11 teams. Now, we're one club. When we have, if we had a home game, that would be another club. So therefore, it would be about 30 teams. With Willagee as well, over the three clubs that we play with, about 30 teams playing on one field. That's 30 games. So that's impossible. We'd be playing it, we'd be still finishing at this time of night on a Sunday. Well, we've got a very old toilet block over there with about 2 toilets each. No change rooms, and we don't have a canteen, but we do have a kitchen which we do utilise. It's not fit for purpose, but we still make use of it. It's good in that respect. So as you can see, we put on a good feed for the kids as well after training, because we're training at this time at night. We don't want kids and parents rushing home after training on the highway, because it can get quite dangerous, to actually rush home to try and get their kids fed. Like, we've got 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds sitting here. The playground, they're in the dark, so kids are still coming to training with their parents, but they play in the playgrounds where there's no lights either.
We live in Byford. Our kids go to West Byford primary, and this is our shire. So don't really want to go to Armidale Shire or anywhere else. So
obviously, you can see all the teams are playing under no lights pretty much, which is sort of a health and safety for the kids in there, which is not good. can't really see anything in the dark, and it causes, you know, a lot of impact in the collisions and that, which is not good as well. So that being said, that we have to cut down the trainings a bit shorter than usual, which is not ideal.
Club rooms? No, we don't have a club room. That's our club room there. Rain, hail or shine, that's our club room. That's it.
Well, Serpents is a good club. We're a good club. We have.
It's fun. It's cool because like most of my cousins play with me in this team.
Because we live 5 minutes away, so we need it to be close so we can come play rugby. Because we used to live in Byford, so far away. So this is why we came here, to be closer.
When we were playing with, versing a different team in the muddy area, when we were finished, we got to glide in all the muddy areas.
Yeah.
And we got so dirty and our parents got really angry at us.
Yeah, it was so funny.
We are resilient. We're established through the height of COVID, entered the competition. We forged through that with some good leaders and some good volunteers. The parents, they stuck with the club and they've been here to grow with the club as well. So no, we'd like to be here to stay, as in the Shire. Yeah, we will grow, but we need a home. We need somewhere to play. I mean, we can't play in the Shire.
Oi!
We've got 120 kids. We'll have at least 150, maybe 160 next year, more. When you look at that into a financial point of view for the Shire, that's 300, 400 parents, guardians for the one club, have another club come here and play home games. That's another 400 people coming to the Shire. That's close to about, I would say, to be generous, 600 at the game. In the Shire, accessing shops, businesses in the Shire. We don't have that. They've not had that this year because we don't have home games.
Well, they've done a stint on. They've started half-time early, but that's the story of the Serpentine Jarrahdale Serpents. We do have a response from the local council, has obviously been involved. We'll show that up on the screen after the game, and we can talk a bit more to that.
Wow. Back here live, and the Bears have come up with an early mistake from their first set, and there was a shot from Brianna Young. She gets involved in that tackle on Marshall as well, the Roosters. Managed to maintain possession though. They look to go now through Foster. Stands in the tackle, Podmore. Goes out to Tiana Graham. Now to Horner, can't get the offload away. Swinnell was looming up. The run again from Graham. Oh. The ball hits the deck. The Bears dive on it. They collect the loose ball. I'll tell you what, at half-time, I don't know about the Roosters side of things, but Prouty for the Bears coach, he was channeling the Mad Dragon. He was trying very desperately to get the Bears girls fired up.
Yeah, we just saw a short glimpse of it before we went to that video for the break. So good run here. She's wanted to get off the leash all day. But yeah, he was, and he didn't let up, did he? He was going at him, and I don't know whether it was. I don't think he was having a go. He was just trying to
inspire them, trying to lift them, trying to get their energy up and get them doing I think a lot of the things you were talking about, Dave, in that first half that where they were struggling. And now Foster gets this one up around halfway and has broken another tackle.
Run.
Well, that's 12 tackle busts in this game so far from Alicia Foster. She has been impossible to handle for the Bears every time she's got a hold of it. Maya Bell just tangling a little bit there. March forward to try and find a place where she could play it safely and told to go back to the mark. Now Podmore to Foster. Foster had a runner on her outside shoulder, but goes herself. Again, they can't get it to the ground. They work to the left with Graham. Graham to Norton. Now Swinnell runs a hard line, but that's great defence. Stopped her in her tracks. Comes back to Graham. Graham's going to rake that one across field
Shallow.
towards Foster. Foster, I think, has knocked that one on.
Too shallow.
Going to say she was in front of the kicker in any case.
Yeah. Again, too shallow on that kick.
He didn't have the depth that was required. And the Chasers didn't time their run. It's a good shot there from Marshall. But Hodgson still gets out of dummy half quickly. Takes the metres that are there. Not there on offer though from Mills.
Good tackle.
Who comes up with a mistake. It's all ruled backwards though, so the Bears, although it's sloppy, at least they still have the ball. A chance to put a completion on this set. Kahu gets to the kick. And, well, she could hear the footsteps of Chloe Taiti.
That was the chase. And I think if we see this replay again, whether it was verbal or whether it was just a physical acknowledgement, a communication to her left as she kicked that, she drew it in, she took possession, she drew into the left, allowing her runner on that left to chase through. So a perfectly timed kick and supported by that runner put her under pressure because she saw it coming.
Yeah, she looked down.
Yep,
She's
she
like,
saw it coming.
I can see her there.
Yep.
If I catch this, I'm about to get levelled. That was in the back of her mind and puts it down as a little bit of a scrum move put on. That was a gridiron pass, a lateral pass. Lots of passing, lots of sideways movement, and they end up knocking it on.
Two props.
So yeah, that was a gridiron pass.
I think it was just a tackle and lost it in the tackle.
Yeah.
And you can probably hear it through the effects mics. Willagee bench just saying, just calm it down. You don't have to win the game in one play.
Well, one tackle. I've said that before. They seem to want to run it on every ball.
Well, it was clearly a set move from the scrum. That was good. It broke down. Take the tackle, but they changed after the play broke down. They changed direction about 4 more times. Made it way more complicated than it needed to be.
At some point, you're going to confuse yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. Eventually, one of the Roosters came up and said, "I've had enough of this," and forced the mistake. Peters plays the ball, goes out to Marshall, Marshall to Foster, Foster, the first tackle is no chance. Once again, she's up to 14 tackle busts now.
Stats, man. A woman.
Just so everyone at home knows, I make these stats up as I go along.
Yes. Don't go into writing in. We do make it up as we go along. That's the running joke. Stats person in the budget. Shallow kick again. Oh, shocking bounce.
It's gone backwards.
Yeah,
you see the referee give the signal. And that's happened a bit in this second half for the Bears. I feel that there's been some sloppiness that they've kind of got away with. Although they haven't got away with that. Just going towards the sideline, run straight into Katarina Horner and say, please take me into touch. And she does.
Again, it's that desire to run the ball on every tackle. Again, you're not going to win it with one tackle. You've got 6 tackles there for a reason. You brust through the first. Why go the second? And I don't know why she's run to that close edge. She was never going to get through there, and all you're doing is closing your space to allow that defender to push you over.
Again, if you're going to run towards that side of the field, or you're going to run towards the sideline, identify who the player is that's standing right there. If it's Katarina Horner or Claudia Foster, don't do it.
Don't do it, yeah.
Outside, inside, and there is Foster. Doesn't spend a lot of time on the edges nowadays. It is through the middle as Runga tries to go through the front door as well. Gets the offload to Podmore. Podmore reaches out and gets it to the ground, but the offload from Mahinalangi Rungalanga sets that one up for Zoe Podmore.
I was just about to say it's only 4-0, Don, but you just feel if they score here, that's 3 times the Bears have got to go over now. And again, those spoken about it all year, those posts, they're fantastic. Stationary defenders. If you can spread that defence, you can't run through them. And as a defender, to get on the other side, you've got to run behind the post.
Well, I think it comes down to exactly what you were saying before, Dave, that the Bears, it feels like they just continue to overplay their hand.
Yeah.
And that wasn't what they were doing well early in the season.
No.
What they were doing well early in the season was built around patience. They set a platform through the middle of the field. They were physically in the contest, and they just willed teams into submission.
Yes. Yeah.
They're not doing that at all tonight.
Yeah, it was a... I mentioned fitness in the first half. They are a fit team. I mean, the team that would never say die.
Yeah.
And that's 10 points. That's a significant lead in the context of this game.
Yeah. PPS scoreboard tonight. 10-0 to the Roosters. The Roosters game day sponsor.
And it happened right under the black dot too. So the conversion means that they've got to go over. They've got to score twice and convert once, or convert twice, to take the lead.
Well, you've thrown up another curveball there, because a draw would secure the second spot for the Willagee Bears.
Yes.
If they do get a draw, that'll be enough for them, but that certainly can't be what they're thinking at this stage.
They have to score twice.
Comes out to Graham, now Horner. Good defence there from Kahu in the main. Sent back to the mark to play it. As the referee called held. Forward momentum had certainly stopped as Turner Wallace flung around. Calamete. Tiana Graham. Kicks that one into touch. It was definitely inside the 40, but didn't quite have the depth.
Good crowding tonight at Treeby.
It's nice to see a few people down on a Friday night. Love the Westpac Women's Premiership.
I've been told that Treeby's becoming a bit of an epicentre as well for the people around the area. If you know the area well, it's the ground is nestled right in the burbs, and there's the locals are coming down, even if they're not rugby league fans, coming down to watch a game on Friday night, which is great to see.
Hodgson trying to run out of dummy half after the good run from McNally. Suamili takes them on through the guts. She gets the line break, takes on Norton, bumps away from her. They come from behind to shut it down. Kahu to dummy half. They look to the left. It goes out in front. It bounces around, and they just have to dive on the loose ball there. In the end, the Bears. And I think that was the last tackle as well, so that hands it over.
Still going. Called held, got to go back.
Again, held call. Now Swinnell. Calamete and Hodgson make that tackle. It's Podmore. Goes to Foster. They're up quickly there, the Bears, so line speed is still good from them. Still plenty of energy. The attitude is right. They need to get a chance and convert it. Well, they thought about a kick there and in the end go a couple wide. Foster stands in the tackle, looks at the referee wanting a high tackle penalty. Now they get to the kick. It sits up for McNally. McNally takes on her opposite in Bell. Desperately makes the tackle and gets some assistance. A good run here from Young. Breaks out of a couple of tackles. Not quite as many tackle busts as Alicia Foster, but she'd be right up there, Young.
They're not giving their runners any space. Again here, she has to go laterals. How far has she taken that ball before? She's still looking for space. Their structure at the moment, it's all over the shop.
Just a run from dummy half. It feels like they're just looking for a bit of individual brilliance.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that it's not going to be shape or structure. The Suamili fires one out wide on the bounce. It sits up. It's knocked on by McNally.
Kayla, you have to wait. You have to wait to scrum.
Another mistake from the Bears.
And I don't know why you're throwing it that far back across two players. I don't understand it. I mean, the depth on that run was well off. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
It wasn't like the Roosters had a severely compressed defensive line.
But even then, how deep she threw that? I mean, I don't know what. You could have gone through two more sets of hands and spread that defensive line and brought it up, and then trying to create some gaps. Again, as you said, it's like they're trying to find an individual play every time they get the ball in hand.
Yeah, with Norton. Norton dummies on the outside. Can't get out of the tackle there of Mills. Now with Henry. Just settling it for a second effort there from Parker. I think they're coming up with an error here, so Henry's put the ball on the ground before she was entitled to. The referee's ruling an error against the Roosters, so again, something going the Bears' way. Gives them an opportunity. As we have a look at the replay here. I thought she was late in the tackle there, Danielle Parker, and lucky to get away with that.
Yeah. Could have gone either way, I reckon.
Suamili dummying to the outside, takes them on. She's broken through on a couple of occasions, but the Roosters not falling for it this time. I think Danielle and Paul make the tackle. Now Gillard. She's been in the thick of it for the Bears. And slow in the tackle. The penalty goes to Willagee.
I've got to take advantage here. I've got to use this opportunity.
We go deep to bang. Frost Killametti, who's driven backwards. Great defence. 20-Yavik bunts. Now a good run from Mataiti. Plays it back to Hodgson. Goes to Williams.
Good work, Kayla.
This is a better build-up.
Frost Killametti to Suamili. Horner right up into the face there with Faliwanga. Still gets a quick play the ball. Suamili works down the right-hand side. There's nothing really there, though, on that right-hand side.
Again.
No one else was willing to support her, Hana Kahu. Hodgson, she goes down a dummy half, gets the offload away, back to Gillard. And they'll hand it over on tackle 5. And again, they were just looking for an individual to break some tackles and score a try. There was no shape, no structure, not a lot of organisation from the halves in terms of what they were trying to do and what they were trying to set up.
It was a good build-up, and then the moment they started to go right, you had 3 or 4 on that right edge that had no idea what was going to happen.
It was... it was almost like that the other rugby code, pick and go to the right, pick and go to the right, pick and go to the right, but then you run out of tackles in this, this particular version. Another mistake here from the Roosters.
Well, again, they have to take advantage. There's 11 minutes to change. They've got to score twice. And taking forever to pack this scrum ain't going to help. Is it a... What is the call? Is it a knock on? There it is.
There it is. The incorrect play the ball from Bell, who's had an indifferent game. All right.
10 minutes, 2 tries.
Well, they've got the ability. They're in second place right now for a reason. Suamili. They've got the wraparound. Comes out to Young, who gets it. Holds it out. Try in the corner. Touch judge is happy. McNally scores. And the Bears are on the board. 10-4. Kick to come on the PPS scoreboard.
And that's everything that we've been asking him to do for 49 and a half minutes. Was on first tackle, mind you.
Yeah, well, again, I feel like they fired a lot of shots on first tackle.
Yeah.
This is good work from Young and the finish. And she's done very well. Great camera work from the local media services company team. Picks up Tara McNally, staying inside the field of play. Try confirmed from the bunker, Dave.
Try is confirmed, kept in.
Same again, Chloe. Same again. You guys don't have water, it's crazy, man. Hey, it's an easy job, then.
The Roosters players coming off there. I think like the Penrith trainer just apologising as she walked in front of the kick there.
Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. Oh,
who is Swinnell? No, there was no apology from her. The kick wasn't quite ready. It's I don't think that's the reason the kick is waved away from Samoa. 10 points to 4 on the PPS scoreboard. 51 minutes gone.
Watching Fox League on the weekend, during the week, I won't say who it was, but someone suggested I would have kicked it into his face, and you know what? I probably would have done that too. Well, they need another 6 points to level.
Well, you know, I think the Gold Coast Titans just mentally weak will find any excuse not to win.
Well, people forget at the time they were in the lead.
They were.
So,
but it would have taken away the option of that 2-point field goal that Cleary ended up kicking. Anyway, we're off track a little bit from where we're supposed to be.
Still got a game. Here. Still got a second place on the line here. Freo, I don't know if it's time to be wasting it. Still got 8 minutes and change.
Well, we've said all night that the Willagee Bears are a team that just does not go away. They are at you for the entire 60. If the Roosters have come here not prepared to play the full 60, they're going to find out. In these last 7 or 8 minutes.
Got to complete here without any penalties.
Again, the contact is still really good between the two sides. Kahu Peters was the first contact there as they go very deep there, the Bears. Look to go out to Young and a great tackle down low from Bell. I said she's had an indifferent game, but that was a great tackle one-on-one. And she chases from marker and comes up with another good tackle on Ohana Kahu.
She heard ya.
She is fired up. As Samoa goes just beyond halfway. So that's Amataiti.
It is last.
They've realised eventually it's last. They've come up with a terrible option. Well, nobody wanted to kick it.
Well, they completed, but not very well.
Yeah, it goes on the stat sheet as a completion. Well, that's why you can't always trust the stats, because that wasn't a good finish to the set. And now the Roosters, well, they move themselves into a position where they could all but ice this game. Turner Wallace. She's put down. Graham takes the line on. Beats the first, has the arm free. Can't find a runner. Does find a quick play the ball. Podmore. They go out and has put the kick through now for Norton. It's off.
That's
the
off.
Bears
The
and into
Bears.
touch.
So repeat set. Whoa.
Well, I think they're going to say not played at by the Bears, so it looks like it's going to be Willagee ball.
Wow, okay. Like to see that again in the bunker.
All in front ref, been doing it all day. We're getting all the desperation calls from the sideline. Terrible pass, picked up on the bounce by Young. She makes the best of it, beats one tackler, bounces out of another before she's put down. Now Hodgson looks to the outside, decides to take it herself.
She still has plenty in the tank. They've got to open it up and use her.
Kahu. A couple of dummy half runs have got the Bears out of their own red zone. And Mataiti over the top of one. Leaves Marshall in a wake on tackle 5.
Need a good kick. They know it's fifth. Do they know it's fifth?
Suamili
They
takes it
don't know
on,
it's fifth
takes
again.
the
What's
tackle.
going on?
Oh! Well, again,
somebody, there's plenty of talk on the sideline. Someone's just got to get the air horn out and go, it's fifth!
Well, that's your half. That is your kicker.
Yeah,
The kicker has got the ball. The player, the one player on the field that has to know what the tackle count is. I think she did know it was last and just chose to run it. Thought she could break a tackle and, again, come up with the hero play. It hasn't worked out for them. And the Roosters,
They just need to complete here, get the ball down as deep as they can. That's all they need to do.
well, they played the smarter footy for most of the night, but somehow they still find themselves in the midst of an arm wrestle. They haven't quite locked it up yet. Swanell is charging. They give it to her now. She breaks through, gets it out to Bell. Bell goes back infield. The Bears scramble. Holding on. Now Swanell to Marshall. Marshall put down on 5. Do they have the polish at the end of their set? The kick from Podmore. That's definitely played at. Dived on there by the Roosters. 6 more.
Right.
Now taken up by Henry. Well, it's all on the line right here. The Roosters with Turner Wallace looking to close this one out. Gets the offload after the held call. Podmore. Go at the back to Graham. Graham takes them on, beats one through the tackle, pass around the corner to Norton. Norton had a couple of players outside but takes the tackle. Horner wants the ball, gets it. Goes back towards the centre. Horner towards the line, fighting, scraping. Can't get there, driven back into the field of play. Plays it back to Podmore. Up quickly is Young. They get the offload back to Norton. Norton steps inside one. Young again, she makes the tackle. Podmore. She's claimed from marker. Guess who it is? It's Brianna Young.
Oh, they still on 5th.
Now Foster goes out to Swanell. Swanell to Bell. Bell for the corner. And the Roosters will lock up second place in the Westpac Women's Premiership.
This is an oxymoron. There's so much learnings here for the Bears, but it's just too late in the season.
Well, you could see all that fight, all that heart in that back-to-back defensive sets in the last 90 seconds of the game there from the Bears. But in the end, they had to compress their line. The fatigue was evident.
You can't be laying that many tackles for that long and not lose something. I mean, I don't know whether you saw it, Don, but just as she's gone over there, you saw on just the corner of the screen the Roosters side, the Roosters team, the bench, which is on the right. They had a fair few things to say to the left. There may have been some visual communication as well.
I think there's been some fire on the sidelines tonight.
There's been a fair bit going on.
And, I tell you, since I said Mariah Bell's had an indifferent game, she's been the best player on the field.
Yeah, she heard you. That's the reverse mocker.
Yeah, she's come up with several big tackles and scores the try that wraps this one up. And we'll send the Roosters. Well, they'll leapfrog the Bears on for and against. Be level on points. They'll both be on 20 competition points as the conversion attempt, as the siren sounds, is waved away. And it's a 14-4 victory for the Fremantle Roosters, who secure the double chance in finals. Because we do have a round to go next week. The Roosters, though, they'll have the bye before they take on the Ellenbrook Rabbitohs in the qualifying final.
Not a bad time for it, especially if you locked up second spot.
And I think they thoroughly deserved it. I think for 90% of that game, they were just a better team, the Roosters.
They play, we've mentioned this a few times at a few games, both the men's and the women's Premiership this year. There's been those occasions where the top two teams are coming together, or whether there's the two teams that are in form. We've said the team that plays the better standard, the black and white rugby league is the team that's going to come out on top. And today, the Roosters they allowed Willagee to make mistakes. They allowed them to do it. They didn't need to overplay their hand. And I'm sure that the conversation at halftime in the clinches would have been, girls, just keep doing what you're doing. Let them make a mess of it. We can't control that. If they're going to run it on last, let them run it on last.
Well, I think the big question coming into finals is, can this Roosters team, can they challenge the might of the Ellenbrook Rabbitohs? They have been red hot this year. They look very formidable. Can the Roosters beat?
There's only one team that's beaten the Ellenbrook this year.
It was the Willagee
Bears, and now Roosters have beaten the Bears twice. And I'm sure that's going to be discussed in the week off with their training. They're going to be discussing that. You've beaten the only team twice that has beaten the Rabbitohs, so it's all there to be taken. And they've got a week off before they head into finals. So the question's all for them to answer.
Well, a fantastic game of rugby league here tonight. The Westpac Women's Premiership tries for the Roosters for Kiani Atwell, Mariah Bell and Zoe Podmore. While for the Willagee Bears, Tara McNally, their lone try scorer in the second half. It was 4-0 to the Roosters at half time, and it is the Roosters at full time. 14-4, locking up second spot. You would think. Is there another story to be written next week?
Possibly. Before we,
I think the Bears need to win by about 120 next week
Probably
against
not.
Kalamunda, but yes. Dave, before we wrap up?
Before we preview tomorrow's game, of course it is the two top teams playing the two bottom teams. It's going to be a slogfest. There's still a lot to play for, Don, because it's the team that wins by the most could potentially take top spot. But we showed you a video earlier, or at halftime, about the plight of the Serpentine Jarrahdale Serpents. We did have we wanted to show this, a response from the council. We'll put that up on the socials as well. So they are working. They're basically calling for some state government assistance. Of course, there's the taxpayer. The current government has well, as far as I'm concerned, made a pretty good decision in putting money into rugby league. Of course, we're going to develop a fantastic pathways here in the schools program, and of course the Bears coming in. So, but it's all got to start from grassroots level. So we need those higher ups to get together. And if you've got a club like the Serpents in the fastest growing district in the state that is just built on juniors and is expecting another 30-40% growth next year, some attention needs to go there. So we'll put that up there so you can have a look at that on the website. But as for tomorrow, it is the South Perth Lions taking on Rockingham Sharks. And I tell you what, if I'm the South Perth Lions, because they're holding top spot by just a very narrow margin. How many points is it, Don? You're the expert on that.
It's 20 odd points. So there's a fair gap I think they've got on North Beach. Yeah. If they both win, North Beach would really need to thump the Giants. But the Rockingham Sharks, we saw them beat North Beach a couple of weeks ago.
They won 2 in a row. They've actually been, and the result from last week, I had a look last week's result, they've found some late season form.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing an exciting brand of footy. I think that one will be there's certainly some interest in terms of can Rockingham play spoiler again and cost South Perth the minor premiership. At the moment, it looks like the Lions have that in their keeping. But the Sharks, they'll go down, they'll have some fun. And
it's a big day as well. It's a big day at South Perth. I think it's Old Boys Day as well. So
yeah, they've got about 40 different reunions going on. I might be there next year, but but yeah, they've got quite a few reunions on tomorrow. So there'll be a cast of thousands here at South Perth, and of course the other game. You talk about the top 2 teams, but third versus fourth, the Willagee Bears and the Fremantle Roosters. Yeah. That game is likely to decide who's going to be hosting the elimination final.
Yes, and we're it's deja vu all over again, isn't it? So doesn't look like the second game is going to go ahead, Don.
Well,
potentially,
it's supposed to be Joondalup up against Kalamunda. I think Kalamunda couldn't get the numbers together last week, and perhaps coming towards the end of the season.
A bit of work for them to do. I was actually quite proud of their effort this year. There was conversations about how if they could last the season, but I think to turn up and front up, every single week, and let's be honest, get smashed.
Well, they are coming out on the field.
There you go. There you go. Talk to, and look, they're happy too. We're just seeing it off screen. So great round of applause from the Willagee Bears. Actually, they're giving them great support, so well done, girls. So, so we'll be keeping an eye on the live scores. Make sure if you're at the grounds, those that are listening that knows the numbers, make sure you text us the live scores in case it doesn't refresh quickly. But we'll keep an eye on the live scores around the grounds. But I'm sure if you're in the Rockingham camp, I'm 1,000% sure that they would have discussed going to South Perth tomorrow and being party poopers.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt they're doing that.
Let's be party poopers. Let's take away their minor premiership. Let's spoil the party on Old Boys Day.
Yeah.
There's nothing they would want more.
Absolutely.
The Rockingham Sharks.
They would love it.
They would love to be able to do that.
And for a side that we've spoken about that is so young and that it's building, imagine the momentum that would take them into 2026. Yeah, to finish off the season, beating the top 2 teams, stringing together like three wins in the back half. I mean, that would be momentous for a young side heading into pre-season in 26.
It'd be big if they can achieve it, but the South Perth Lions, they sit on top of the table for a reason, and the Sharks won't be playing finals for a reason. So the Lions go into that as heavy favourites on Old Boys Day. I'm sure they'll be looking to give the Old Boys something to celebrate. That's all tomorrow, but that's it from here at Treeby Community and Sports Centre. The Fremantle Roosters beating the Willagee Bears and taking second spot on the Westpac Women's Premiership ladder with a 14-4 win. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next week, or we'll see you tomorrow. To the field to go and play Premiership.